This is the world's bendiest lacrosse stick. God, this thing is impossible to shoot with. Okay, what's up, fellas? I'm on my way to Home Depot right now. So my plan for this bendy lacrosse stick is to get a PVC pipe and attach my current lacrosse head to this pipe. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet, but here goes nothing.
And I'm calling the series Will It Stick, paying homage to the old series Will It String. So please comment down below what crazy stick idea you have next.
Okay, so I got my head, I got the pipe, I got this tape. So the good news is the head already kind of fits on the pipe, but you can see it's really wiggly. So I'm gonna try to put tape around here to widen this, and then hopefully it should fit pretty snug. This is taking a little more strength than I thought. All right, I think it's pretty snug.
Let's go. Okay, so I got this thing out to a field to give it a spin, and I had to start with a passing test. Fellas, it was like having a catapult for a lacrosse stick. I was overthrowing my buddy Will by a mile every time. It felt like you were playing lacrosse on a 3-second delay, and it was so hard to get the hang of it.
You can literally launch this thing. Like, you barely freaking throw it, and it just goes flying.
And catching wasn't any easier. It was like I was a beginner at lacrosse all over again. There was so much bend in the stick that you had no time to adjust it when the ball was coming. But finally, I choked up enough to catch one. Proudest moment of my life. And fellas, I cannot thank you enough for all the support you've given me. All I want is for lacrosse to grow. So if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe and tell your friends. So next up was ground balls, and well, you see what's going on. It felt like you were holding onto a broomstick, and I could not pick it up to save my life. Then I tried Indian pickups, and that was pretty much a lost cause. It was also just as hard to cradle this thing. Let's just say the ball didn't really like to stay in. And I tried to fake and toe drag, but that wasn't really working either.
This thing is impossible to play with.
What do you think would happen if you tried to face off with that?
Imagine taking a face off against me. I'd win every time by slapping you with all 10 feet of my stick. It would be no competition. But the thing I wanted to do the most was shoot the ball. So it was time for a shooting test.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Finally, I got one shot in after I choked up. But the most effective way to shoot was to slap shot it in. And the one advantage I will say is that lever passes were so easy. So I'd be a lethal passer at X with this thing. Then I worked on some low angle shots, some cross-handed shots. Oh! And we had to finish it off with some defense. Imagine how intimidating it would be if I came up and started swinging this thing at you. You'd simply have to quit after that.
Will, what are your thoughts?
It looks like you're swinging a garden hose out there.
I also had to try some rusty gates, but I think those took a little too long. And half of the time, I just stood there and marveled at how bendy this thing was. It was so strange. I didn't even know what I was holding. It was so incredibly ridiculous. And finally, Will got some shots in, and he fared just as well as me.
Good sesh, sir. So, would I use this stick in a game? Absolutely not.
Overall, the bendy stick was incredible, and I really want to know, what stick do you think I should make next? I'm Jake with Lax Weekly. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time.